The young woman at the center of the Slender Man stabbing case is back in court for another attempt at being released from a psychiatric hospital. Morgan Geyser was just 12 years old in 2014 when she stabbed a friend 19 times. Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas joins us now with a debrief.
Good evening, Michael. Big news today. The judge granted the petition for Morgan Geyser's release. This was her third attempt at cutting her 40-year sentence to a mental health hospital short. The common theme of today was the unanimous support for her petition for conditional release across 3 doctors, including her court-appointed psychologist.
Unresponsive to treatment.
Correct. And again, that risk management part is a prediction of what she's likely to face, but her institutional stability, her acceptance of rules, her willingness to accept feedback, that all bodes well for her compliance with conditional release.
To be clear, your ultimate conclusion is that you are in support of her petition for conditional release.
Yes.
Geyser's last attempt at release was in April of last year. That request was ultimately denied by a judge. But her psychologist says since then, there were large improvements in the strength of Geyser's interpersonal skills and her responsiveness to treatment. Dr. Deborah Collins is another psychologist who was called by the defense. She did not support Geyser's release last April, but today she said there were new factors supporting her conditional release.
What are those protective factors and or dynamic factors?
The protective factors include her intellectual resources and her capacity for problem solving. She has improved coping skills for managing stress that she has worked on and developed with the assistance of years of treatment and the treatment team she has at Winnebago. She has an demonstrated improved capacity for self-regulation, emotional self-regulation. So managing stress in the institution. Decreased frequency by to use fantasy or to use, I guess I would say fantasy or retreat into herself for coping. And she also has an expressed motivation to proactively pursue a pro-social life course moving forward.
Both the state and defense presented conflicting closing arguments to the judge as well.
This was a brutal attempted murder. The effort to stab somebody 19 times. But then she's not dead, but then they leave. Of course, with the idea or thinking that she'll bleed to death. You know, when I think about this, Judge, I can't help but thinking most people in society are not capable of committing the offense that Morgan Geyser committed.
The question becomes whether they've shown by clear and convincing evidence that today, as you look at Ms. Geyser sitting here in court as an individual, whether she still presents that same risk today. She doesn't. She doesn't. Their own witness that they called explained why she doesn't.
Now, the judge asked for a proposed conditional release plan by February 14th to give the parties time to evaluate it. It's up to the judge to accept or reject that plan. It's also important to note the victim in this case, Peyton Leitner, survived that 2014 attack.